Welcome back. Did you miss me? I've been gone so long, I know. Okay, here we go. So we have a diver, and you know what a diver does? He dives off a platform. That's why it's a diver. All right, enough. So he's going to dive along a path. This is the path, where y is the height of the diver above the water. Do we see the water? I see the water, and it's in feet. X is the time since the start of the dive. If you don't get this right, everything falls apart. So here's the y-axis. The y-axis is height above the water. Now, height above the water. So this is positive above the water. This is negative below the water. That's going to put our x-axis right here. See how I did that? Isn't that cool? Positive above the water, negative below the water, and the x-axis is in time, which means that this is time moving forward since the diver dived. Because let's face it, if he doesn't dive, we don't get this. Okay? So this all starts as soon as he dives. And this is height above the water. Yay! Okay, so calculate the y-intercept. So set x equals to 0. The equation that they're giving me for the dive, this is the actual dive. He's going to go whee, splash. He's going to go underwater. Glug, 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 glug. He's going to come back up and breathe. Okay? So that's what's happening here. So we're going to, at y-intercept, set x equals to 0. This is the equation, y equals x squared minus 14x plus 40. If I actually set x equal to 0, I get 0 squared minus 14 times 0 plus 40, which is just 40. I could have read it just from here if I wanted to, and it's 40 feet. So right here is going to be my y-intercept, and it's going to be at the coordinates 40, 0. Guess what? Somewhere later here, it's going to ask me, what was the height of the diving platform? Well, it's going to be 40 feet. Factor. Oh, we like to factor. X squared minus 14x plus 40. The first thing we do is our cross. We get 40. We get minus 14. So I start thinking about that. What two numbers will multiply to give 40 but add to give 14? I'm thinking 10 and 4. Now I look up here. It's got to be positive. The only way I'm going to get a positive up here is if they're either both positive or they're both negative. It's the only way. They have to add to give a negative, which means they both have to be negative. So guess what? Let's check it. Negative 4 plus negative 10 is negative 14. Halfway there. Negative 4 times negative 10 is positive 40. Life is grand. It's factored. I did what they say. Look at all this room they gave me to factor. I don't need all that room to factor. Draw me a picture. Draw me a giraffe. There you go. Put a giraffe in there. All right. Calculate. Calculate the x. I'm joking about the giraffe. You don't have to do the giraffe. Don't worry about it. All right. Calculate the x-intercepts. Mark them on the diagram. Well, the x-intercepts, what you're going to do is you're going to set y equal to 0. And I'm going to use the factored form for this. I can't use this. I can't use that when I set y equal to 0. I got to use the factored form. And this one's pretty easy. I got two things that multiply to give 0. Either the first one 0, in which case x equals 4, because 4 minus 4 is 0. Now this won't be 0. This will be 4 minus 10, which is negative 6. But this is 0 times negative 6 is 0. Or x equals 10, because that'll make this one 0. Yay! Mark them on the diagram. Okay. This one. This is going to be an x-intercept, and it's going to be 4, 0. This one's going to be an x-intercept, and it's going to be 10, 0. How tall is the... Told you that was coming. How tall is the platform? 40 feet. How long does it take the diver to hit the water? So how long does it take to go from here to here? Well, this x distance, this is 0, this is 4, so 4 seconds after he or she dives. Now, I think it's important that you put in that he or she, because I've been to pools, and there's been little kids up there that don't dive. And they stand there and you say, come on down, and they don't come down, they stay up there. In which case, it takes a lot longer than 4 seconds for that kid to hit the water. But once the instructor goes up and pushes the kid off, it'll only be 4 seconds until they hit the water. How long is the diver under the water? Well, they go splash at 4 seconds, they come back up at 10 seconds, so 10 minus 4, they're under the water for a good 6 seconds. Okay, kids, that's it for me for a little bit. That means that you have the next page, Quadratic Applications Practice. You have an actual word problem. You have answers. And remember, you can use Google, you can use my lessons, and you can use PhotoMath to come up with corrections. But remember, the work all needs to be your own. We'll be back in a bit.